moving on. I saw 2 videos recently by Jenny McDermott expressing her feeling as a woman having to use restrooms shared by trans women. Now, at this point, you can call me a cop-out as to why I won't expound on my views on the bathroom issue itself and where trans people should go and all of that. And I would probably be seen as a betrayer in the eyes of a relative of mine. But I feel the conversation is best resolved between cis women and trans women, and most likely a bunch of lawyers. But as Jenny was talking, I agreed with her side of the argument because it was the angle that she was presenting having to do with her comfort, knowing the long history of male sexual assault in spaces meant for women. In other words, men could very well try to pass themselves off as trans women to take advantage of the situation. And as an aside, no, I do not believe that trans women themselves would pull any kind of shit. I believe that they are just wanting to go to the goddamn bathroom. Anyway, the thing that has really been getting on me on this conversation is that the radical feminists are either expressing themselves in opposition of the restroom issue, or there are some feminists, both radical or even liberal feminists, who are just simply wanting to have a conversation about this, and their conversations are getting shut down. At this point, I am speaking as a radical man of color. I'm not speaking for radical feminists or radical women. And as a radical man of color, what I'm seeing here is male privilege at work and a great deal of hypocrisy. From here on out, I'm not going to be talking about trans women, nor their cis female supporters. At this point, I want to focus on the so-called male feminist, and this is one of the reasons why I don't identify as a male feminist myself. These dudes really don't see how their privilege is taking advantage here. First, you're not a woman, so you have no idea what it is like to be in a vulnerable situation in public as a woman in a space where you're supposed to be safe. And rather than trying to listen to women's arguments on this, male feminists and other progressives want to play moral police and attack women who are expressing their opposition to whatever laws are coming down that will compromise their sense of privacy. Male feminists, when did we win the full rights of women? When did we make the glass ceiling go away? When did we dismantle patriarchy? Have we eradicated misogyny from the way we socialize men and boys? Have we helped to do that yet? What about rape? Have we taken that out of our culture and society, streets and homes? Have we actually made society safe for trans people? No? Okay. So none of that has happened yet, but you can put all your energy into showing up at people's conferences where you aren't invited. You can show up at their literature tables and confront them. You can come to their social media blogs and forums and YouTube channels to call people TERFs and say that they're bigots, when you have not defeated the real bigotry that's systematized and fully functioning and protected to this very second. That position, as of now, that you hold as a so-called progressive male is a hypocritical position and the work of a coward. You see, I don't think you guys care about trans people, and I don't think you guys care about women. I think that you just love the title of being progressive and liberal. I think that you like the authority, your privilege certainly loves it, of being able to tell people who's a bigot and who's a racist, until of course the tide gets turned on you. And let's face it, radical feminists most likely will call out your own hypocrisy and your male privilege, and it has happened roughly since the fucking 70s. And you motherfuckers have been itching to get back at them. This particular conflict has presented itself the opportunity to do so, hasn't it? I mean, you were the guys back in high school that the football players picked on, who all happened to be conservatives, right? So that's what happened there. And then later on, when you went to college, you discovered that if you name drop Bell Hooks or some other prominent feminist, that you would get some ass. I know what I'm talking about. You don't get to learn about what kind of sharks are in the ocean unless you've swam in those same waters. So fuck your posturing. It's all based on your privilege and the feeling that one kind of woman you can't roll over without looking like a patriarch is the radical feminist. And that is on the trans issue, where you're trying to look like a hero. You use your voice in this fight to weigh in because you feel like you can, and you feel like you can because of your privilege. This fight, as I see it, is between women and trans women. It is an A and B conversation, and you so-called male feminists need to cis your way out. All right, that was fucking corny. But all views on what I've just said here are welcome in the comments section. So thank you. This is the Garage Autonomist.